Hi guys, thanks for stopping by my channel. Today I'm going to do a tutorial on how I created this gift card holder. I made it out of some patty paper squares, paper that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. It's 5.5 by 5.5 inches, and these are similar to like wax paper. They're real thin. But when I saw these, I knew I needed to get on because I knew they would be good for something. And I just kept thinking packaging. And so I picked these up. And then recently, I received some happy mail from Lena. She's Prettiest Little Things on Instagram. And she sent me this cutest bag. I think this thing is so sweet. And she made it from vellum. And she used gold paste and a heart stencil, and then she just put some washi here on the sides to close it up, and I just think it is so stinking adorable. This is like my favorite envelope ever. I don't know, I just love it. Her vellum did crinkle up. It wrinkled up a little, but I think it's just because the paste is wet, and you know, these hearts are pretty large, and so I think that's why hers crinkled up. But when I made mine, I didn't use vellum. I used the patty paper squares, and my stencil was a lot smaller, so it didn't get it as wet, so it didn't warp up, which was really nice. And I want to show you what I used to create that pattern. And so I used this Heidi Swap stencil. Oh, here's the piece that goes inside. It came with this polka dot stencil too, and I did pick it up from Tuesday morning. Looks like about a year ago, 7/18. But I knew I wanted it for the polka dots. And I also picked up this Heidi Swap gold texture paste. I don't know if you can see that. I think I picked this up from scrapbook.com, and so I really need to be using this stuff. I buy it and then I don't use it. And so I took this opportunity to create something really neat with this. And so what I did was I just laid my stencil down on my paper, and I took my gold paste. I'm not going to literally do it because it is time consuming. And so what I did was I took some paste and I put it along the edge of this is an old gift card. And then I just smeared it in the holes, and I got it in all the holes really well. And then when I peeled it off, I just set this aside to dry, and it does take a little while to dry real good. I do recommend letting it dry overnight, because this is real good and dry now, whereas before when I was trying to make this one, it had only dried for probably 30 minutes maybe a little longer. And so when I was running it through my machine trying to stitch around it, my machine was sticking because it was still kind of tacky and it was grabbing it. So I did manage to figure out how to get it through by cutting some strips of this paper and then just stitching. Like, I laid it down. Let me show you. I'll show you just in case you do run into it. But I just laid down some extra strips of the paper, and then as I sewed down through there, after I stitched it, I was able to just rip this off because it's so thin. It just ripped off, and so I was able to get it through my machine. Okay, let's see. Oh, I also wanted to say, if you don't have the paste and the stencil, which you know, most of you probably won't. I just happen to have that. You can also use this gold dot vellum that's from Hobby Lobby. I don't know if you can see it. It's shiny if the light hits it just right. So it is gold shiny. And so you can use that. And let me give you the measurements for this. This is going to be a 4.5 by 8.5. So you would cut this 4.5 by 8.5, and then you would stick it in your scoreboard and score it at 2 inches. Let me get my measurements. 2 inches right here, and then 5.5 inches. And that's going to form your gift card envelope, just like this. Okay, and so if you're going to use the paper, the patty paper though, I want to show you how I did that. So I've already done it, but I took another sheet, so it's doubled up, and I cut it down to 4.5 by 5.5. So all you really got to do is take an inch off one sheet. And then I took my glue stick and I just put some glue there. You can see. Okay, we'll just do it over. So I just put just a little bit of glue around the edges like that. I mean, you just barely got to touch it. And then stick that down on top, and all that does is hold your paper in place while you stitch it. So now that this is doubled up, let me see. I'm missing a piece. Where did it go? Well, I guess we will make it. So this is going to be your base piece, this piece right here. So we've got that one made, and now next we're going to make the pocket. And so we're going to take two pieces of the patty paper. I thought I was better organized than this, but I guess not. 2 pieces of the patty paper, and I like to tack them together on 3 sides, or you can tack them together on 4 sides. It really doesn't matter. You're going to cut one side off. So tack those together, and then we're going to cut it 3 inches by 4.5. So let me bring my cutter over here. Okay, so let's do 4.5. Let me find my even sides. By 3.5. Okay. So now we have our pocket piece, and then take your glue stick and just put a little bit of glue inside the end that you're going to cut the notch in right here. So then we're going to find the center. So just fold your paper and just pinch the tip, and that's the center, your center point. I don't know if you can see that. And then you take your punch. This is a 1-inch punch. Whoopsie. And just punch it halfway. Yep, sometimes doesn't quite work so well. So then if it doesn't work so well, just take your scissors and finish it off. I think it doesn't work so well if it's wet. So there you go. So now you have your notch. And so the next step is going to be to take your base piece and your pocket piece and line them up. If you want to, you can use your glue to hold the pocket on, or you can take some clips like these. These are sewing clips, and they come in really handy for paper crafting too. And so I just clip those on like that, and then I'm going to take it to my machine and I'm going to just stitch all the way around it, a complete rectangle. And I'm also going to take this one, which is just the vellum, and I'm going to stitch it too. I'm going to stitch just a rectangle and then I'll come back. Hey guys, I'm back. So I have stitched my envelopes. I need to mention, when you stitch them, to make sure you stitch on the top side. I know you want to stitch, you probably want to stitch the side where you can see the pocket so that you know that it's staying straight and everything, but you got to stitch your pretty stitch on the top. I didn't do that on this one because I wasn't thinking. So my underside stitch is on the top and my pretty stitch is on the inside. So, and we also need to notch this one here. Forgot to do that earlier. So just take your punch, line it up in the center and punch a half a circle. Oops. Sometimes vellum doesn't want to punch either. So then take your scissors and clean that up. Okay, there. So now we have this notch too. And so then next, take your corner rounders or corner rounder and round your corners. Sorry guys, I have some neighbor dogs barking and they're upsetting my little dog and she's wanting to bark. So I may have to cut a lot of video out because of the barking going on. I tried to time the video when I thought maybe the neighbor dogs wouldn't be out barking, but it looks like they are. And I'm going to trim this just a hair. So that these are even. And then just punch all your corners. And I usually don't have any trouble with those punching. Okay. So let me see. Take your little envelope and fold it over. Put a slight crease in it. Do the same with this one. Make sure it's creased. And so next we're going to attach our doilies, and these doilies are 4-inch doilies, and so they fit on here pretty good. Fold your doily in half, just like this, and line it up in the center. Let me see, it's sticking somewhere. Okay. And then I'm going to take a small piece of double-sided tape and stick this down. And then flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. Oopsie. So your doily stays in place. So now you've got your doily attached. Let's go ahead and do this other envelope too. Okay. So align your doily up in the middle. Okay. Okay, so now that we have both of these ready, I do already have my little tags, my little gold tags, pre-die cut. I do use a ticket die that I picked up from AliExpress. It came in a set of 2. Let me see. It came in a set of 2, so it came with this one and this one. And I like this one. I like the ends on it. And so I did die cut some gold tickets. Let's see. On this one right here, I used the Jen Hatfield collection stickers that everyone's been hauling from Tuesday morning. I did use one of them right here on this one. And then I just got a sentiment sticker. I believe it came out of either this pack. Here's another pack. Here it is. Here's the Jen Hatfield pack that I used. So it had a happy birthday sentiment inside right here. So let's use the Happy Hooray sticker for this one. This one right here. And so let me see. Let's pick this one right here. And we're going to line up this sticker here. Sometimes I use some E6000 to stick my stickers on, because a lot of times stickers pop off. So let's get some glue, and you might want to go around your doily with a little bit of glue and stick it down. I do use Aleene's Fast Grab Tacky Glue pretty much on everything, and so let's see. Stick your little ticket sticker. Let's see. Let's line it up about like that. I don't know if you can see that. I'm probably getting off frame. Just stick it on there like that. And then we have this one here. I think I prefer to use E6000. Especially when you're sticking something to glitter. The E6000 works much better. This is E6000 in case you don't know. And then we're going to, let's see, stick this one on here like this. Okay. And this one right here, I cut a strip of paper. And so I used a piece of paper from the Bloom collection. And I believe it's just, let's see how wide this is. 3/4 inch wide. So I just cut a strip, and you can get these really cute happy birthday gold stickers from Hobby Lobby. They are Paper Studio, and that's what I used on this one here, was one of these stickers. And so let's pull a sticker out of the package. Let's choose this one here. Whoa. Okay, stick it on about right. right here in the center. My neighbor's dogs are barking again. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, I'm back. I was in a hurry and my dogs are all barking, so I'm telling my dogs quit barking, so I got distracted and messed up my stitching. But let's pretend it's nice and pretty. And so you'll take your flag on this one, kind of stick your doily down a little bit and attach your ticket. And then stick your little birthday sentiment on. I went ahead and used this glue instead of my E6000, but it should stick pretty good since it's got this whole side over here to stick down with glue. Okay, so next we're going to make the balloons. Okay, so let's set these aside. And how I did that, I got my notes here, the sizes. So when I punched my papers, I used my 1¾ inch punch. And you're going to need 4 layers. And so I have these papers here picked out. And I believe these are all from the Bloom collection. So this is, I believe all papers are from the Bloom collection. So the first circle we're going to punch is going to be a solid circle. And then and that's going to be the base. And then we're going to punch another circle for the top of the balloon. And then we're going to need a circle for the center. It's okay if that little piece is missing because we're going to cut it off anyway. And then this is the bottom half. Okay, so now we have our circles here. Let me see. Scale eye. My little paper cutter here. It's actually my big paper cutter. And so we have our base. We're gonna follow the guidelines on this one. The order, the color order, pattern paper order. And so the next one you're going to cut. Okay, so the top balloon is going to be 3/4 inch. So we're going to move our balloon over to, or our circle, over to 3/4. I don't know if you can see this. Probably I'm not showing it very well. Okay. So this is going to be your discard pile. So this is the top of your balloon. The next piece is going to be this piece. And so it is 1 1/4. So we're going to cut this one at 1 1/4. So right here, I cut it off at 1 1/4. So this piece goes under this piece, just like that. This will be your bottom piece, and so you leave it whole. And let's see. And so your colors should look like this. And then what I do is I have some scissors that look like this. And if you don't have these, you can just use regular scissors. But then you take your 3 top balloons and 3 top circles, and you, I don't know what you call this, fringe them like this. This one's pretty close to the edge, so I'm just going to snip it. So then we're going to adhere this one on first. Let me move this out of the way. Okay, so we're going to glue that piece on, and then we're going to fringe the next piece. And line it up. Try to get it on here as straight as you can. Like this. Oh, I'm so sorry. So you try to line it up as straight as you can. And then take your top balloon piece. This one's a little more tricky. You might want to use scissors, or you might wind up cutting it off and having to redo this one. I know I probably would. Okay, just like that. So then, put this one on here. And there you go, you have your balloon base piece. So the next thing I did was I cut a piece of tape and I stuck it right here where I'm going to next put some of this. I found this in the crochet section of Hobby Lobby, and it's just so neat. It's got like, it's thread, gold thread, and it's got these little sequins throughout it. It's just so neat. And so this is what I put on my, this one right here. I just looped it up behind the balloon. And so that's what we're going to do next. And so I like to put a little strip of tape on there, and then you can just start looping and sticking your thread down. And you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. Then when you think it's good, just stop and cut it off. And I popped the balloon up with foam tape, and so we're going to do that. I get this tape from Dollar Tree, and it's been really good. It's really sticky, and so I really like it. So take your, you know what, wait, go ahead and just stick this back here. But we've got to punch a hole in here. So find the center of your balloon and punch a little hole. You could also use a needle and just punch a hole with a needle, because we've got to attach a cute little tassel to the bottom of the balloon, and I like to attach it with one of these little jump rings. And so you need a little hole at the bottom of your balloon to attach the little jump ring to. Okay, So if you want to, you can go ahead and do that part. I hope this is making sense. I had this planned out for like 3 days, and things kept coming up, and I couldn't get to it, and so it's been a few days since I made these, and I've kind of forgotten some things, so they're kind of slipping my mind until I'm like, oh yeah, you might want to do this. So I do apologize for that. Okay. Oops. I hope you can see what I'm doing there. So I'm attaching a tassel to the bottom of the balloon. And next we're going to stick our balloon on. And so put your foam tape on. And then oops, try to line it up. So that it overlaps your tag just a little, your sentiment strip, and then stick that on there like that. I did make this tassel, and you can see I also wrapped the tassel with this little gold thread. It has the little sequin on there. And so the next step after that is going to be to attach some of this eyelash thread. I got this from Hobby Lobby. And we're just going to poke a little piece through this little jump ring here. If I can get it going. See if I can kind of stick it down in that hole. There we go. Pull it through like that, and then just tie it on so that it looks like that, and then you can snip off the excess and save this for your other one that we started to make over here. Okay, and the next step is going to be to attach some flowers. These are Prima flowers from Hobby Lobby, and these are Poppies and Paperies flowers from Hobby Lobby also. And so I like to pick out the little sparkly pink one. It's got a little bit of glitter on it. And so we'll get one of those. And let's get out one of these little turquoise flowers. I did hot glue mine on, but we're going to use regular glue for this tutorial. Okay, and so then you just take your little flower and stick it right there where the knot is. And then take your little pink flower and just attach it just a little bit over from the blue flower, just like that. Can you see that? And so the only step left looks like I did use Nuvo drops. This one is Crystal Drops Simply White, and this one is Bubblegum Blush Crystal Drops. So take some white Nuvo drops, or you know, anything, glitter, anything. Use a white pen and just put a little dash across there that makes it look more like a balloon. You know how they have the little shiny spot on the balloon? And then take your blush Nuvo drops and just put you on a couple of little enamel dots. And there you go. We made one. I can't believe it, with my dogs barking, or my dog barking and the other neighbor dogs barking. It's pretty much a distraction, but I think I got through it. And if I need to explain anything, you know, just ask me below and I'll try to get back to you. Answer any questions you may have. But yeah, that's it. Aren't they so sweet? I just love it. So pretty. All made from dollar store food wrapper, patty wrappers. So thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next video.